那我用英文讲了 ，OK，好像可以翻译成字幕了。Caption reference. Okay, all right. I guess the size of the characters can be a little bit like smaller. I guess that's fine. Yeah. So welcome to my CS 101 class. I'm gonna teach Python and a little bit of SQL. And yeah, oh my God, my English is not too good. So I have some sort of self-introduction. My name is Patrick, my nickname. Um, and then I am a sophomore student at DVC. I major in computer science. And my hometown is from Guangdong province. Like it's actually from Sunde, like a kind of uh Chinese cuisine city. And my hobbies are like I do hiking, I do a little bit of gardening, I listen to music on my car, and I drive to school, to groceries, and then I play a little bit of guitar. Yeah. So my favorite musician, I have Michael Jackson, I have Bob Dylan, and I have Bee Gees as my favorite musicians. And this photo, I took it in Sacramento uh, in winter break. That day was my birthday, and I went with my friends and just took this picture. Like I'm the left one guy. Yeah. So okay. So the next slide, I want you guys to talk to install the tools we are going to use for implement type Python. So I guess you have to see. I have the pen. Yeah. So install Visual Studio. I guess Visual Studio is the application your computer science teacher recommends you to install because it's very good for compile in C++ because you don't have to type extra codes in order to execute it. And you can also install the Visual Studio Code, like an extra application. I recommend Visual Studio Code because it's more likely to approach when you're gonna work like maybe a few years later, you will work in Google, in Apple. I guess you may use Visual Studio a lot more than Visual Studio Code a lot more than Visual Studio. So the Visual Studio Code is the one with the blue. Yeah, the one with the blue and Visual Studio. Oh, sorry. Oh my God. Visual Studio Code is the one with blue. And this Visual Studio is this one. This is Visual Studio Code, VS Code. And this is Visual Studio. And then you have to, the second thing is that you have to install Python 3.12, like, which is basically this one. When you search on your application store like Microsoft Store, you type Python 3.12, and then you have some version of Python, and then you just download, I guess, the newest one, Python 3.12. Like, unfortunately, I installed 11, but you can install 12. And it's basically after you install it, like you open the terminal. The terminal, just type in your computer and say terminal, and then like it will help you to execute. It will help you to execute the things, the Python codes, and maybe it can help you to execute a file you have complete, and then you can use it to for like doing some tasks. Like for example, if I type Python here, so I can actually write Python codes, like for example, some kind of mathematical things, and then maybe print something, print 5. Yeah, 5. Okay. So yeah. So for the first thing for online interpreter, you can use code.61a.org, which is a very good idea for writing codes in Python because it's a good platform and you can just write it online. I guess we may use it. Yeah, and then Ptogramiz and OnlineGDB, I guess also recommended by your teacher at DVC. Okay, so we have the fourth one, Python tutor website, which we're gonna use a lot in next lecture. Yeah, so let's just move on. Like you have to install the tools. Okay, so lecture one platform basis is, I guess it's covered in Computer Science 110 at DVC. And our study goal is to think about what are data types and what are the operators, and then the true and false value in Python. Like, I guess it's a very brand new idea. Um, yeah, true and false value. I guess it's basically like true or false, and we'll discuss it later. And then how to run the Python program. All right. So any questions? Yeah. Mhm. All right. Okay. Let's move on. Hmm? So what are the data types? Data types are like when you travel on the freeway, maybe on the city road, you will see a lot of cars. We have passenger cars, we have truck, we have bus, and then we have police patrol car, things like that. So uh, data types are kind of like the same. Like we have some sort of things like some capacitor to store the information we want to store. So um, I guess how many built-in data types are there? So I mean, built-in is like when you actually open the Python application you want to write codes, you can actually use the data types and to create like kind of variables you want and then store information you want into it. Like you can use it directly and kind of immediately. So we have integers, which is basically only kind of 1, 2, 3, and 0, -1. And we have floating point numbers, maybe double or long number in C++. We have some decimals after every integer, like kinds of things like 1.2, 1.5, 2.8, and this is pi. And we also have 2.0, 2.0. Like everything, even though it's a zero, after decimal points, you have something. So we'll call that floating point number. Like, yeah. And we have string. Things are like characters, kind of like phrases or even sentences. So we have Diablo Valley College, the United States of America, and like to know that we don't have the variable character in Python, there's only string. Like in C++, we have character, we have string, but we only have string in Python. And if you want to represent the character in Python, you can just say like kind of maybe S, you just put quotation mark and I guess it is a string. Yeah. And we have Boolean value. Boolean value is just true or false, like to tell you whether a thing is right or wrong. And maybe you can consider that as a switch for light bulb in the program. So I do have a switch here on the right corner, top right corner. So that's very, I guess maybe very popular when you use OOP later. Yeah. And we also have some abstract data types or maybe user-defined data types. We call the ADT. So ADT is like we don't actually have the data type in every Python um, application like kind of Visual Studio. We don't have that on the platform. We have to create it by ourselves. And we will discuss that uh, later, kind of very soon. Yeah. Like any questions? Oh, okay. Mm, all right. So we have operators. How many operators are there? We have a die operator, which is only kind of equality, like to show something is equal to something. We call it equal sign. Yeah. Um, we have like single equal sign means a sign. And we have also less than, greater than, which is the same thing in math class. And we also have equal. Equal is double equal sign. We have to know that it's different. Like in typical math class, we only have the single equal sign. And unequal is, yeah, looks like that. Let's call, what's that called in English? Um, yeah, so know about what that is. And we have plus, minus, times, and true divide. And we also have floor divide. So I will discuss it later for floor divide and true divide. They are kind of same. And we have modulus, which is like kind of brand new idea, but we can just refresh it a little bit so you know what it is. So we have increment by and decrement by, and AND OR operator, and or not. Okay. First thing is plus minus times, which is basically the same thing of what you do in a math class. So we have 2.3 equals 5. We have 5 minus a equals -3. We can do a little bit on the demonstration. Like we have the, yeah, could you see this? I think so. Yeah, you can actually just do kind of just whatever, like you can do simple math for you, kind of calculator. Yeah. So this is the same thing in math class. And we also have less than, greater than, equal, and unequal. So it returns the Boolean value. That returns only true or false. Say here is, we have to know about what data types do they return. So the Boolean value. So based on the comparison, like which is also a mathematical stuff you do typically in the math class. So is it 2 equal to 3? What? Yeah, so let's say if you type this on the Python interpreter, is it 2 equal to 3? Like obviously not. So the Python will return false. And is it 2 less than 3? Yes. So it's 2. Yeah. And if 2, like it's 2 is also not equal to 3, so that's true too. So you know about it. And say 2 is less than 3, the type return 2. So 100 minus 99 is less than 0? No, it's not. It's like 1. 1 is greater than 0. So we have many things like that. 16 times 0, 66 times 0 equals 1? No. Yeah. So any questions about these two slides? Yeah. Okay. So the next thing is assign. Assign is very important, like for basic things, because we're gonna to deal with that with a lot of variables. So Python will evaluate, like there are two steps. It first evaluates the stuff on the right side of the equal sign, and then bind the value to the symbol on the left side. So which is like, let's say a equals 3. We have to evaluate the stuff on the right side of the equal sign. So 3, we have to evaluate, okay, so it's 3, the value is 3. And then we have to, like this is what Python do. We have to evaluate, after evaluating that it is 3. So we'll bind it to the variable a. So it's kind of like using a group to type these two things together. So the next time when you type a, like it will say it's 3 because a is 3 here. So when you say a equals 3 in type a, and it is 3. Okay. So the next thing is a little bit complicated. When you say a is equal to 2 with less than 3, like again, like the thing is that you evaluate the stuff on the right side of the equal sign. So you evaluate 2 less than 3 first. And as I say, like Python, when you do assign, like it doesn't mean it has to be a number. It can be anything else. Kind of, as I said, in the data type, we have Boolean, we have string. So 2 less than 3, it returns a Boolean value, which is false. So when you type a, you sorry, you type it true. Yeah. So like it doesn't matter. Yeah. What I mean is that then you evaluate the stuff first on the right side of the equal sign, and then you bind the value to a. So I guess the examples like also we can do a equal to 3 times 3 equals 10. So a is false. So don't mix them. Like don't think like a equal to 3 times 3 first and then equals 10 for second. No. Like evaluate the stuff on the right and then move them to the left. Okay. So any questions about this? Okay. And then we have to the next thing is to talk about overwriting A. Like we have seen like A is bound with the value false. And then maybe next time we type another thing which is kind of maybe different, maybe the same. And you say A equals 2 minus 1. Minus 1 is 1, which is greater than 0. Yes, so it's true. And so for this time when you type A, it's actually not false, it's true. That's because A receives a new value when you assign A again. So the value of A will be renewed. So renewed to true. Okay. And the last thing of assign is to initialize two variables at one time. Okay, which is also like a little bit confused. When you say A is 3 and AB equals 1A, like what does it mean by that? And also A equals 3 and A equals 1, and then B equals A. So what's the difference between these two? What you see here is like A equals 3. So the next line A and B, we can simply see is a kind of corresponding as position. So A will be assigned, like A is at the left of the left side of the assigning position. And then B is on the right side of the left side of the kind of like we have the position corresponding. So we will correspond A to 1 and correspond B to A. And then we have to evaluate the stuff on the right side and then return them to the corresponding place on the left side. So we know that like A is corresponds with 1. So A receives the value as 1. But for B, B is equal to A. A is 1. We have to evaluate A first. For this slide, we actually evaluate A from the last line. For the last line, we have typed. So A is 3 here. So we evaluate A as 3. And then we bind the value 3. We bind the value 3 to B. So at this time, B will become 3. Okay. And then for the next one, you say A equals 3, and then you say A equals 1. So we overwrite A, like A previously is 3, but if it's not, we changed it to 1. So A is 1. So next line, when you evaluate A, so A will be the value of 1. So B, the variable B will receive the value 1. So B will be 1. So A also be 1, and B also be 1. See. Okay, we can do this demonstration and kind of like this. A equals 1, and then A, B equals 3, A. And then A is 3, but B is 1. And if we do A like equals kind of 2, and B equals A, so B will be 2. A also will be 2. Okay, so which I'm talking about is like when you evaluate stuff, there's a variable on the right side. Is basically you have to evaluate the from in the codes above this line, like not in the same line. So the line above A equals 1A is A equals 3. We evaluate stuff, maybe there are a lot of stuff ahead. and then we get lots of lines. We only have to evaluate the variable a from the things above the line. We have to do the evaluation. Okay. Do you have any questions about this? Is everything okay? Like you feel comfortable or you feel boring? Okay. Uh-huh. Somebody's gonna say something, I guess. Okay. This part is a little bit confusing. Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah. Make sure you understand. Yeah. So because this one is confusing when I learn about this part. Okay. So the 2dy and 4dy. 2dy returns the value with decimals and the result is a float type. So which means that in the typical math class, I say typical, you do math. So 10 of 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. So this is the answer what you have what we give to your math teacher, and this is correct. And in computer science, like for 2 division, is also true. Say 3 divided 2 divided 2 is 1.5. But when you do 6 divided by 2, like in a math class, it is 3. Yes, that's true. But when you do 6 to divide 2, it will be 3.0. That's different. Why? Like in 2 divides, we have to return the result with decimals, like I mean with the decimal points and everything after that. If you don't have a decimal, you add something there, like which means you can add a 0, maybe 0, 0. Yeah. And like yeah, for 2 divide, uh, for 2 divide, no matter what you get, like you have to put a decimal and something there. If there's something, you just keep it like when you do a math problem. And if it's not, you have to put a 0 there. So when you say a to divide 4 is 2.0, 2.0. You see 3 to divide 2, 1.5. So see, like I want you to believe this. A to divide 2. What is that? Uh, yeah, A divide 2 divide 2 is 4.0, and 3 divide 2, 1.5. Maybe do 100 divide by 20, 5.0. So, okay. So this is 2 divide. Like, uh, 2 here means that the things what you're gonna do is basically the same, and the result is basically exactly as what you do a math problem. And 4dy, 4dy basically do almost the same thing, but for here we do without decimals, and the result will be integer type. And also it does not run. I'll give you a couple examples. For example, when you do a 4dy by 2, it's just 4. It's the same as you typically do what you do in a math class. Yeah, but when you in the math class, so when you do this thing, when you do 10 divided by 3, it will give you kind of like 3.333, like infinity, goes to infinity kind of the number. And it's a lot of decimals there. And then, but if you do the 40y, like Python, it will be only 3. Because for return the result without decimals, that means that we have to throw away all the decimals, including the decimal point behind at the back of the result. We just remove that and we just keep the integer type. And it also does not run, like which means that like when you go up to 4, kind of maybe to 1.4, you keep one. When you do 1.5, in the math class, you get 2. But for here, it does not run. So which means that uh, we do not get 2, we get 1. So the example of this is just what I said, like 2 divided 2, it will be 1. It is not 2. So just like know about it. And then, by the way, the floor divide does not exist in C++. If you do 2 selection lines, that means common. That means common. Like you can basically type anything, including some maybe n words there. It does not affect the programming because like when the like Python, C++, when execute the codes, you will think of it as trash. Okay, so it's kind of like to remind you of something. Um, in Python, the common is quotation mark. Like you use 3 pairs of quotation mark in a row. And for single line, you use the number, the numbers. Yeah. Okay. So when we do a floor divide by 4 is 2. And when you do 3 floor divide 2 is 1. So you do 3 floor divide 2, 1. So a yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, any questions about 2 divide and floor divide? Okay. Let's move on. The modulus. The modulus is to return the remainder, but it's integer. So what is a remainder? Remainder is what you do elementary school math. You see like 100 divided by 3. Um, when you do like 10 divided by 3, and you say 3 here, so it's 9, then you get 1. And 10 divided by 3 is also 3. And then you get 1 again. And then we stop because ahead of it is decimal points. And this is the remainder. You write this like 100 divided by 3 equals to 33, then 1, then 1. But this is the remainder. So yeah, so the modulus is to return the remainder of kind of division. So when you do a mod 4, a mod 4 is actually nothing, like because it's 2a, so it returns 0. So it's 0. Okay, so there are a couple more. Yeah. And one mod 2can try to apply 2. I guess it's 0 here. So yeah, so we have 0 here, so we have 1 left. And this is the decimal here, so it's only 1. So everything like is like the number at the back, if it's greater than the number at the front, I guess it's usually just this number. Yeah. The result of the models is just the number, the first number. Okay. So it's 0, it's 1. And 13 mod 5 is kind of regular one. 13 mod 5 is kind of 2, 10, and the remainder is 3. Yeah, that's all here. So 3. Okay. Oh, any questions? And by the way, like I returned the integer type here. Yeah, I guess it's pretty simple here. Uh-huh. Like 13 mod 5. 13 mod 5, 3, and 1 mod 2 is 1. Oh, this is the percentage sign. Like I guess in most programming language, you do modulus instead of saying what is what percentage. Yeah, here. Like this is a bit different from the math. Okay. Oh, any questions about it? Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, the increment, decrement, and multi-increment. I guess for this thing, it's basically very simple. Like, um, I can rewrite I could write a plus, like a plus equal 5 is the same thing as a equals f plus 5. This is a sign not equal, like do not mix them. Like a is the thing before this line, so it's 2. So 2 plus 5 is 7. Yeah, so we do have 7 here. It's actually the sign plus equal here means that I add something into the variable, like some existing variable. Decrement is the same. Like for example, b equals 2, b minus equal 1. So b then will be 1. Okay. Okay, and a times equal 2. So it will be 14. Yeah. We do not have 2dy equal 4dy equal. We do not have we only have these three things here. You can play around with it to see maybe you get an error or something. I'm curious though. A times equal oh a plus 5 and a times equal 5. I guess a 25. But you do a 2 equals 5. Oh, they do have this. Oh, yeah, you can add it into your notes. Oh, I'm sorry about it, I guess. Yeah, they do have. Oh, okay. The teacher who told me was wrong. They do have the 4dy and 2dy. Remember, you can add the 0 here because you cause an error. Yeah, the same thing in math. Okay. Uh, yeah, any questions about this? Mm, okay. Um, so we have and or not operators, which is kind of like the same when I actually learning discrete math, and the first chapter we talk about and or not, and we do have in programming. But before having this, we'll talk about truth and fault value. I bet you haven't heard about that because it's a very unique idea from the course, and we'll talk about that. The fault value is like anything the Python programming say this is useless and it represents nothing or represents useless. Like it does not store information or it means nothing. It means yeah, basically just it does not store any information or maybe the information is wrong. Like for example, when you say none, none is like you have a variable, but you haven't assigned thing. I guess A will be none. So, and then also the integer 0, and this is the emptiness, and the boolean value false. But true value is literally other stuff. Mm, kind of, for example, uh, yeah, um, we have 1, 2, -1. Um, they are all true values. Negative numbers are also true values. Yeah. You have 1, 2, and you have some strings, kind of like S, like US. They are all true values. And yeah, and also the empty string. Like that means that I have a quotation mark here. I actually have nothing here. So it's actually also a false value. Okay. Any questions about this? The truthy and falsy. Mm. Okay, hopefully you can know about this very quickly because I guess I'm gonna test you a little bit later, like for the next two slides. Yeah. Okay. Um, all right, we can return this like as long as you want. Let's just move on. We have AND operator. AND operator, um, which looks like this. We have something linked with n. And n operators is like when you get kind of a skewer of n operator, and you evaluate this from left to the right, and then you return the first false value. And then you stop. You start evaluating this, and then the last element. If everything is truthy, you return the last element. Okay, so I will do example here. Say, let's try like when you do a equals this thing, and then we evaluate the first thing, like 3 plus 5 is a. A is truthy or falsy, is truthy. And then we just move on to 6 plus 4 plus 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 is also truthy. Like for numbers, for integers, anything other than 0 or 0.0, they are true values. 0 and 0.0, maybe 0.000, they are all false values. Okay, so we have evaluating from left to right. We get A, we move on, and then we get 10. So we move on, we get the last one. Last one is A plus 9. A plus 9 is 17. So it's also truthy. But we have to stop here because since there's nothing behind 17. So then what we're gonna do is just say 17 is the answer. Yeah. Okay. And then I will do this example again, and then I guess you guys can do with this example. Like you can try this. Say 1 plus 6, 7. 7 is truthy. Then move on to 1 minus 1. Oh, 1 minus 1 is 0. Like that means it's false value. So which means that we just return this. You don't even have to look at it, no matter what kind of things there. Like maybe enver, maybe kind of other stuff you don't want to see. Maybe you would like to see. So but that's okay. We don't have to look in it. So because we have the false value here, so we just return false value. Like if that's a false Boolean value, we return the false Boolean value. But it's 0, like a number. So we just return a number. Okay. So I guess you guys can do the last one. Like I'll give you about maybe 2 minutes to do it. Like after you do it, like you can type the answer at the chat box. Yeah. Hey, is everyone here? Like give me some response. Come on. If listening to me, just type hello Taiwan. Yeah. Okay. Okay, like so many people get 0 and some also some people get 1. Oh, 2 people get 0, 2 people get 1. I guess half, kind of 50-50. Okay. I guess we may want more answers. Yeah. Try about it. Uh, see what the guys saying in the group. Okay. Okay. I think let's just try it. Like it's okay if you answer wrong. It's okay because you haven't heard about it. You haven't learned about it before. It's okay. We are learning things here. We allow mistakes. I guess that's what the professor said to me today. Kind of like he let us guess what's in his pocket, but we surely don't know because I'm not his father. I'm not his grandfather. So it's okay because I never know what was inside. But after he's showing his keys, I eventually oh there's a key. That I will know about it. Yeah. So let's back to here. So we get is a bunch n. So we get 1 plus 6, 7. 7 is true or false. It's a true value. So let's just move on to 1 minus 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So, oh, unfortunately, it's a false value. So, which means that we don't even have to look about it. We don't have to look what's the, maybe it's a complex things, maybe it's a simple thing, but no matter what, we don't have to look about it because we return the first false, oh, we return the first false value here. So, oh my God. Return the first false value and then be stop. Be stop. Yeah. So we only have to return this. So the answer is 0. Yeah. If you are not so well to accept this answer, let's do a demonstration. Kind of. Yeah. Like for now, you can do anything on the Python interpreter to see if something is true is kind of like approach to answer, and we can use it as a check. So let's see. And like 1 plus 6 and 1 minus 1. Yeah. And 1 divided by 0. 2 dividing. Okay. And A is 0. Yeah. As I said, like it hit the first positive value. It's 1 minus 1, 0. So we don't have to look about things. So we only have 1 minus 1. Okay. So um let's do OR. Okay, OR is evaluate from left to right. Um, like this is an example OR. And then you return the first true value. Like you see, it's different. So, oh my gosh. So you return the first true value and then you stop. And then if everything is falsy, you just return the last error. Like assuming everything is falsy. Okay. So the difference between N and OR is like N is like when you kind of a security person when you buy something from maybe Costco and then you are staff of Safeway. You want to sell this stuff at Safeway. And then you see like I have to pick up something like among the item I bought. I want to see if there's some poor items there. I have to see like okay, if there's something poor inside of it, if I sell to the customer, they will be unhappy. So I have to make sure everything is the best, everything is good quality. So I will have kind of pick up if there's something faulty there, like there's some maybe poor items, like some overdue milk. I'll say, oh, these items I bought is actually not good. So that means I have to abandon them maybe. Yeah. So this is end. And if you have or it's like your customer go into Safeway and you see, oh, I have to pick a good one from kind of maybe something poor. Like for example, when I go buy something beef, I will say like I have to pick up the best one uh from among so many beefs. And then oh I see, oh, it's a good one. So I will just pick it and I will say, oh, Safeway beef is actually very nice. Maybe like instead, if you have seen a lot of beefs and all of them kind of overdue, you say, oh, their beef is kind of poor. It's kind of not good. So it's basically the same thing of or and n. And or is like return the first true value, like pick a good one from among many poor things. And this is or, like kind of like good from poor. And do the basically opposite, like poor from good. This is n. Yeah. Okay. So let's move on. I have the example, and then you can do next two example. Yeah, can do two. So 3 minus 5 is -2. As I said, like negative numbers are also true values. So let's move on. Oh, sorry. We have to return this because it's actually from a poor. So just return -2. Yeah, we don't have to look about it, like even though it's also true, like we don't have to think about it, like because here's a true value here. So just return -2. Okay. Uh, yeah, let's do the second one. Like, give you guys 2 minutes again. Like, you can see, what answer is it? Yeah. Yeah, from the two, and then if you are listening to me, just type one. Yeah, and then okay. Hmm. Remember, you have to return the first two fields. If it's false, we skip and evaluate another one. Yeah. All right. I guess it's pretty fast maybe for this question. Yeah. Uh, anyone here say yeah? Hello? Okay. Yeah, first answer is zero. Okay. Any more? Any more? Mm, -1. Maybe zero. Okay. Yeah, maybe we can have two more answers. Oh, one more. Yeah, I guess time ran out. Yeah, one. Okay. So we'll see here. Um, we return the first two field value and stop, and the last element is if everything is falsy. So the first thing is falsy, like it's a letter, it's a word there, so we move on. One minus one, so it's zero. Zero is falsy, and then we move to another one, also zero. But there's nothing there, so then we just reach zero. Uh, like if everything is falsy and then reach the last element, so the answer is zero. Yeah. Congratulations for people who say zero. And we had the last one. Yeah, you guys can do this. Just a small hint. If you see, if you display, if your answer is, if your result is say there's nothing there, you say this is none. And if there's some like kind of programming errors there, you will say error. You type ER maybe or error the whole word. Yeah. If there's an error there, you say error. If there's no answer, you say none. Yeah. Or otherwise you can type some numbers. So we can try the last one. Yeah, the last one. Yeah. Uh about I guess about maybe 1 2 minutes, you will figure it out. Yeah. Arrow. Yeah, one more. Okay. Yeah. So you guys are right. It is an arrow. Oh, yeah. Let's say false and then move on to zero, and then it eventually goes into 1 divided by 0, like which is an arrow even in math or in coding. So we return arrow. Yeah. So I have a question here. Why is it zero, not arrow here? That's because we say the first fossil value and then we return the first fossil value and then we just stop. We didn't even look in this. So we just pretend nothing there. So we just return this because we stop here. Why we stop here? Because we hit the first fossil value. So we just return it and then we just ignore whatever happened next. Yeah. Okay. So we can try implement this a little bit. This one is, I guess I can do all. I can do this at the same time, but I just replace all with n. Yeah. A equals false or n 1 minus 1 and 1 divided by 0. So I guess A will be 0. Oh, will be false. Oh, it returned the first false value. So it's false. Yeah. And then when you do OR, okay, like it'll be arrow, 0 division arrow divided by 0. Okay. Yeah, so I guess it's almost everything here. The next thing is not. Now it's actually very easy, just reverse true or false. So for here is 2 equal to 3 is always true. You put a not here, which is false. So A is false. Oh, sorry. A 2 equals 3 is false. So not false means true. Like not true means false. Not false means true. Yeah. Um, in math, like in discrete math, we have something kind of like this one. This one is not like P and P, like I guess it's like if it would be false. Yeah. So this is not. The same thing coding, like we only have to know about the word. Okay. All right. Kind of everything here. Last thing is to see like how you run the Python program. And if you type Python in terminal as I did, as I show you guys, you can just type execute the code. You write immediately. That means that everything I write there, it will immediately display what is it, what we have. And then if you want to type, I this is called terminal, and we may like if you type Python there, it will become an interpreter. This is for here. Like now I'm going to compile this return terminal. Oh, I'm sorry. Like this is just terminal. You will type things on the terminal and then it will execute your code immediately. Interpreter is a step that like you write your code on the platform and then it will not execute immediately until you hit execute button or until you say like I want to execute it and then I will type I would type this one. I would type Python this bunch of things inside the program. So this is a terminal. This is like when you type print 1, 2, it will immediately execute. But when I hear I have an interpreter, this is called interpreter. But when I type the same stuff, kind of 1, 2, like, and then I will hit the enter, like it did nothing. But when I want to execute this, kind of like I will type Python and then -i and then lecture1.py. And not until I hit this, it will display after I will display this code, and this is called interpreter. Like in C++, we call it compiler. This is a bit different because yeah, you just know about this is called in Python. This is called interpreter because C++ is kind of a language that supports at the back end. like the interpreter is actually written by some programming languages, more difficult, kind of like Java, C++, or C language. And then you have a lot of version of interpreters. Um, we call it like maybe CPy, like CPython. CPython is actually like written by C at the back. Um, and then we support like they support Python implementation. Um, yeah, so we call that interpreter. It's kind of like translate them into code, kind of like C++, C, Java, maybe assembly language. Yeah, yeah. All right, this is everything I've shown you today. Like, thank you guys for coming. I guess it's ran out of time. I guess it's like, yeah, kind of. I use 15 minutes extra. All right. Yeah. If you have more questions, you can type here, or you can like send questions to me today. And for the next, yeah, for the next we will talk about Python functions for the next week. Yeah. All right. All right. See you guys, and hopefully you enjoy the first week and the first weekend. Yeah. You're welcome. Oh, okay. You're welcome. Yeah. I will send the slides into our group, and uh you can see whenever you want. All right. Hopefully I'm not too boring. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah. Okay. I guess I just exited. Bye bye. Bye bye.